Hey, do you remember that weird place in our video game? Would be an alternative title for this series. Here, I would like to delve deeper and present to you most memorable or outstanding places in video games. Titles that I will be discussing are some of my favorite, that I hold especially dear to my heart. Due to that fact, my perception of those games might be filtered by nostalgia. And that's okay. On this channel we'll be talking through our feelings, since that's what art is all about. Without further ado, let's jump into World of Games. Fable 1. The Lost Chapters. Fable is one of the most outstanding projects in RPG genre of early 2000. Created by Lionhead Studios with Peter Molyneux as a leader, Fable was able to tell its tale. During the game, we get to relive a story of an ordinary boy, soon to realize he's a destined hero, who's gonna change the world of Albion forever. What's most charming in Fable is its world. On one hand, its fantasy seems to be some whimsical, full of magic and hope, and on the other, it's eerie, scary, and hopeless. It's through world building that we can experience this dualism of feelings and believability of people around us. I believe that nothing captures this feeling better than the portrait of death in Fable. In Albion, there are many dangerous things that can get you killed, from hops to bandits and werewolves. It's really common to find death lurking behind bushes outside of your village. And at first, Fable portrays death as something sad and scary, especially if it's hero family that get hurt. But digging deeper, we can stumble upon signs of dark humor surrounding topic of passing away. Best example of that are graveyards scattered around Albion. These morbid places are the main topic of this section of video. What makes these places special aside from its eerie vibe and spooky sound effect are tombstones themselves. We can interact with every single tombstone in game and read it, and it is through that text we can get a feeling of how this world operates. The gravestone says, Corina Gao died before the divorce could be finalized. This grave says, a bandit raid victim, cherished beyond recognition. Or this next one, the headstone says, I'm dead, happy now? Wait, that's not really the same as before. You see, Fable mixes humor with horror in these gravestones, and that makes those graveyards stand out. Here are some more examples. The grave says, you're standing on my head. Anyone want to swap places? Not dead, only sleeping. Buried me anyway. Unlucky. I finished before you in the human race. The grave says, let me out. Rack the archer made it to the third round of the arena. Orwin Gao cheated on his wife and paid the price. Study in the composition. Thank you for reading this grave. Now bugger off. Or this one that seems to be the reference of Stanley Kubrick The Shining. All work and no play is apparently the way the world works. And through that text we can experience livelihood of people in game. Some of them fear death, some merely acknowledge it, whilst others straight up mock it. And it is the last one that caught my attention. The idea of having a tombstone with a silly joke or a funny thread. We can categorize this text in three groups. Informative, scary, and dark humor. And all of them combined create the world building of Fable. The graveyards in Fable are not just decorative assets. They are not simply combat zones with undead enemies, they are their own micro-stories. Each tombstone is a tiny narrative device, proof that this world existed before the player arrived and will continue after. Through humor, tragedy, and absurdity, Fable communicates something important. Albion is not just a stage for the hero, it's a place where ordinary people lived, worked, died, and sometimes laughed about it. Rayman 2: The Great Escape. It's a 3D adventure game published by Ubisoft in 1999. We play as a Rayman who have to save the world from Razorbird and his robo-pirates. Antagonists captured and enslaved most of Rayman's world, so through our adventure we have to free them from their cages scattered around the levels in-game. World of Rayman have a wide variety of themes in their levels. We venture through spaceships, temples and lava mountains. Each location introduces new mechanics, enemies and atmosphere. Though there is one particular level that stuck with me after all these years, and that's the Cave of Bad Dreams. The cave is guarded by an entity known as Jano, who seems to possess supernatural powers, almost like a shaman. We have to get to the cave to get Potion of Life for our endangered friend Clark. Jano agrees to give us potion if we manage to beat him in a race, and soon he teleports us to the lever entrance. We began the journey on the spine of some dead animal, and looking around we can see that the bones are the central theme here. While playing, we encounter the best low poly assets in a gaming history, those funky looking skulls. Honestly, there is so much charm behind this that I would recognize them after years of not playing Rayman. Just look at those teeth, and look at those eyes. They remind me of my dog. Somewhere in the middle of cave, we encounter Jano himself, who began to try to devour us, which allows us to see the POV of a burger. To stay alive, we have to shoot our way in, and don't let obstacles hit us. At the end, we stay face to face with Jano, who besides throwing fireballs, also creates skull platforms that we can shoot to climb on. The pursuit takes a few minutes, and at the end we defeat this Mike Wazowski-like character. We get to his secret lair, where he keeps all his gold. Jano even mocks Rayman with a PNG of a gold rolling onto his feet. And at this point game presents us with yet another unique decision. We get to choose if we want the gold that Jano possesses, or we want the potion to help our friend. I believe that games try to teach us morality by letting us choose friendship over greed. If we choose gold, we get this cutscene. If we choose not to take gold, we are back at the swamp, where it seems that we were hypnotized all along by Jano's magic. He says that we pass, and he gives us potion. The Cave of Bad Dreams is memorable not only because of its distinctive visual design and unique gameplay, but also because of the emotion it invokes. It combines dark imagery with humor, giving this almost Tim Burton-like feeling to the level. Most importantly, it introduces a moral dilemma that feels surprisingly mature for a platform game from 1999. The Complex. Found footage. is a horror exploration game created by PG Wave in 2022. The game is based around the concept of liminal spaces, an idea that became extremely popular online in around 2019, after a post on a 4chan with this image and with this particular comment. If you are not careful and you no-clip out of reality in the wrong areas, you will end up in the backrooms, where it's nothing but the stink of an old moist carpet and the madness of mono yellow, the endless background noise, fluorescent lights at maximum hum bass, and approximately 600 million square miles of randomly segmented empty rooms to be trapped in. God save you if you hear something wandering around nearby, because it sure as hell has heard you. The internet quickly embraced this concept. Liminal spaces are locations that feel transitional, places designed to be passed through rather than be inhabited. Empty hallways, abandoned malls, office corridors at night, hotel lobbies without guests. The complex takes several of these immanent online spaces and unites them into one cohesive interactive experience. For me, the most memorable and interesting part of the game is the pool level. The moment we enter the pool area, something changes. The sound design becomes dominant. The gentle echo of waves splashing on walls alongside ambient music of some parts of this place gives me a feeling of peace and safety. All of that combined makes me want to be in a place like that and freely explore it. Playing through this level, I almost feel like a child that just wants to explore without any sense of danger lurking around. Pools are also different from the other places in game. They seem to have more structured design, less like a labyrinth that you may lost in, and more like a visual gallery in a sense. Light coming through walls gives us a feeling of outdoor life, like we weren't trapped here, just visiting and having a swimming session. Someone would say that due to the lack of people in this place, it's eerie. But I believe it also conveys a feeling of a freedom, a place only for you. The pools are also weird in a way, because the whole idea of liminal places is stripping one of its purpose. But here, the purpose remains, since you are here swimming and exploring. Now, let's relax here a bit by staying in this wonderfully crafted space, accompanied by the sound of water and ambience music. Take a deep breath. Thank you guys for sticking to the end of this video. I hope you like it. I'm preparing 2 more episodes of this topic, and I do plan to release more art in games oriented videos in future. If you like, you can also check out stuff that I make on Instagram, link below. Thank you once again, and till next time.